You know, there are many constants inside this world. And when I say constants, I mean things that are never changing. One of the constants are, you know, day and night. No matter what period of time, no matter what place you are in the world, there's always going to be a day and a night. Seasons as well. You know, as we are right now, I think in the UK we just entered the season of spring. I mean summer, sorry. We've just left the season of spring and we've entered the season of summer. And now you can see all around me the green leaves, green plants. You can hear the birds chirping, you hear, you know, all these things going around with nature. But soon enough, winter's gonna come. These plants will die. The birds will go, I don't know, they'll go somewhere, wherever it's hotter. And, you know, the season will change. So that is another constant as well. Where am I going with this? Well, it's to say that there are some things inside this world that are never changing, and it's also a reflection of our life as well. For humans, there is a season for sowing and there's a season for reaping. What does that mean? There's a season for doing the work. There's a season for focusing. There's a season for paying attention and being alert and going your hardest at whatever it is that you are doing. Yeah, so what I was saying is that in the season of sowing, you need to maximize the time that you have. There are many seasons that humans go through in life. There's a season of growth, a season of learning, a season of sowing, as I've said before, a season of reaping. And I believe for many of the people that are in my age category, that is to say 18 to maybe 25, I believe this is the most pivotal time for you to be sowing. And when I say sowing, I mean growing in your spiritual life, growing in your physical life, doing like just work in general, working non-stop. And I'm not saying you can't enjoy yourself, you can't, you know, go out with your friends and have a little bit of fun here and there. But I believe the majority of your time should be focused on, you know, growing yourself. Like that's the most important thing to be doing. I've been talking with my friends a lot this week, and we've just been talking about, you know, just constantly working, constantly just getting to the next stage, and constantly, we have an analogy, it's called the window. You know, me and Diani talk about it a lot, where we can see the window. The window is right in front of us. And what does that window mean? It means the window of opportunity, the window of, like, if we can just keep pressing forward, if we can just break through that window, then we're at the next level, we're at the next stage. So we're constantly just doing everything we can. Obviously, like we work non-stop, we call each other, we get on the phone, we work, we talk about ideas that we have for each other, we, you know, flesh each other's ideas out, and then we move on. You get, like, that's what you should be doing at this stage in your life. You should not be misinterpreting the seasons you're in. As it is right now, it's summer. The trees understand that it's summer, so they bring out their leaves and the leaves are green. They don't bring out the leaves and it's brown, or they don't like bring out the leaves at all, like maybe in like winter or something like that, I don't know. But yeah, like they understand what season they're in, so they adjust according to that season. That should be like us as well. We adjust according to the season that we're in. If you're in the season of sowing, you should adjust to that season. If your friends are the type of friends that always say, come, let's go out, come, let's go party, come, let's go do this, do that, say no. I need to focus, I need to lock in, as people say, I need to lock in, like this is the season that I need to lock in. So yeah. I also want to say that when you are in the season of sowing, you should make goals for yourself. You should make promises to yourself. And when I say make promises to yourself, these are promises that you keep, not promises that you say, I want to do this, or I kind of want to do this. No, it's a promise that I will do this. There's a difference between want and will. So there's a difference between I will and I want. You can want something, you know, and maybe you want it hard enough to get up for 2 weeks in a row to do it. But after the 2 weeks, you're like, I can live without it. But when you say, I will do something, I will do this, or I will do that, I will succeed, I will achieve this goal, I will get this job, you're now making a covenant with yourself, you're making a promise with yourself. And when you make that promise, try your hardest not to break it. And the reason I say, I'll give you a reason why you shouldn't break that promise. It's not because you are a man or woman of your word. Yes, for some people that may work. That's all they need. I'm a man of my word. So if I say something, I will do it. Some people can do that. I'm a woman of my word. If I say something, I will do it. Some people can, go with that. For some people, they can't even keep a promise with themselves. Like, even if they say, I will do this, they can't even keep a promise. Well, I'll give you a reason. God made us in his image. What does that mean? We're made in God's image. That is to say that we resemble God. We, so to say, represent God. So if we represent God, if we, are made in the image of God, then we have to have like the God-like characteristics that he has. Do you understand? So I'll give you one example. In the Bible, God promised Abraham that he would grant him and his wife Sarah with a son, with a child, and he did. He kept his promise. He said to the Israelites as well when they were in Egypt. He said, I will free my people. And he did. He sent Moses to go and free his people. He kept his promise again. And then the most famous probably promise in the Bible is the story of Jesus. He brought his son down. He said, whoever believes in my son, when they die, they shall not actually die, but they shall have eternal life. And the reason I can believe in that is because there's been countless times throughout the Bible where God has said something and he's kept his promise. You get it? So now we are made in the image of God. If God keeps his promise and we are made in his image, we should try our hardest to keep that promise that we make to ourselves as well, because we are made in the image of God. Simple as. That's the way it is to it. If we are made in his image, we should try and live up to his standard. Obviously, we all fall short of the glory. We can't all keep our promises all the time. It's not something that we can do. We're human. But we should try our very best to do it. And especially if it's a promise to yourself. You're probably one of the, you are the most important person in your life, if you're listening to this. You care about yourself the most. But that's a topic for another time. That's a topic for another time. But yeah, well, I didn't want to keep this too long, keep you guys too long. It was going to be very short, very brief. And I hope you guys liked today's video. It was a bit of a change up. Didn't do no intro. I just wanted to get straight into it. And I hope you guys can take some away from this. So yeah, I will see you guys soon.